This is Dabu7, and in the past year or so, we've had the U.S. military, different divisions, coming out making big statements about UFOs. Call them what you want. These are not the type that have little green men in them, so to speak. I'm talking about the types that our government are whipping up. Where they got all this technology and all that is debatable. And we can track this back to fallen ones and so on and so forth, deals with governments and things like that. But we know that scientists have been working on things like this since World War II. Since we saw the Vimana, or the disc-shaped aircraft that had swastikas on them that was described by Admiral Byrd when they were talking about the interactions that were ongoing around Antarctica. And this brought in a lot of talk of anti-gravitics, the propulsion and all that stuff. And here, just this past summer, they dropped many different clips, almost like breadcrumbs on the masses. Like, are you paying attention? Like, we're dropping the stuff out here, and we're telling you, we're giving you daytime footage over the ocean, broad daylight of these things zipping, and we can't catch up with them, and then they're not saying anything about it. No more information as to who may be controlling them, things of that nature. And when you look into this, in this newest piece here that has been unraveled, this connects into it in the same way, technologically. And this has to do with a bunch of inventions by this Dr. Salvatore Cezar Pais. Now, he was this aerospace engineer that worked for the U.S. Navy. And he has all of these different patents connected to energy and weapons, and it ties into what they call the Pais effect. And this Pais effect, I feel, is very interesting, but it's also related to a project named the High Energy Electromagnetic Field Generator. And it contains hundreds of pages detailing all of this. This is very, very interesting stuff, because when you get down to the bottom of this, it starts talking about this Pais effect. Well, this is where you can basically change the stream of energy into different states of matter. Okay? Controlling the motion of electrically charged matter from solid to plasma via accelerated spin or accelerated vibration under rapid yet smooth acceleration, deceleration, transients. This will set off this effect. This goes right into the talk of anti-gravitics, all the propulsion, and everything else we've tapped into that's been leaked out. We know that these craft are out there. To me, these are interdimensional craft when it comes down to the ones that are vanishing. The ones that are just flying around, they may not be. They could be flying around at super, super high speeds, supersonic high speeds. But some of these, no doubt, are interdimensional. This is where neutrino light comes into play. We know about this from those that have sacrificed everything, even their lives, to get this information out over the years. Neutrino light is very special. This is the blip of white light that you will see anytime a real UFO disappears right in front of you on footage. What it's doing is it's stepping in and out of a dimension. When this happens, it gives off a burst of white neutrino light. They have been tracking this for a long time, and they are tracking this via satellite. They have been. And when they pick up a blip, say over America in Montana, they know one either came in or went out. They don't know which most of the time. So this is why they dispatch helicopters to go search the area. And you see military choppers scouring the area. And this is why. Especially if they think one came in. So this goes all the way back to the days of Roswell and why the craft in Roswell was blown apart to begin with. They were tracking these things same way. Same way. And what they did after trying to shoot at them a zillion times and not being able to hit them, they were able to materialize an object out in the desert. They never divulged exactly how, but they were able to do it. And what they did is when they detected this thing within seconds, and with AI and everything they had at the time, decades ahead of itself, of course, they materialized this thing out in front of the craft. The craft hit it, and it blew it to pieces. One of the most damning things that's out there that they can never take back is the footage from Roswell, where the guy that's trying to sit there and show you, or he's in the pictures and you've got all the material laying on the ground, right? They said that it was a weather balloon with a piece of paper in his hand. With today's technology, shows a whole different story. Talks about bodies, talks about the whole nine of everything, talks about the real story, and it was right there in his hand. This has been exposed many times over and over again. So it shows that the weather balloon thing was a cover. I'm wondering, is the government finally going to come out and divulge some information about that? Well, where they're taking this is not good. To keep this short, and I'll finish up on this talk on the next live stream, everything is moving up into this echelon of space. This is where the great show is going to be. So get ready. Okay? And it's in my opinion, they're going to turn this whole world against the Most High coming in, tricking them all, making them think that it's a bad guy coming, when the bad guy's been here the whole time. Locked here. The fallen. You better get to know it. It's been Dabu 7.